All right, number 6, why not just repair the police and fire stations? Well, I kind of talked about that, and everybody's collective goal, and I really appreciate council's unanimous support. But the goal was to make a generational investment. I'm not going to criticize previous administrations because, and previous councils, there have been circumstances that have come up since 1993 with Proposal A, the market crash in 2008 that reduced tax revenues by 40%. The closing the DTE plant, McLeod Steel closing, all these different things played into why previous administration and councils have always had to sacrifice other investments into the structures to make sure the residents were getting the best service. And I will tell you, I'm biased, but Trenton provides the best service downriver, period. Best recreation department. There is no city around that has a recreation department like we have with the senior services. We do our trash internally. It's phenomenal. When everybody else is complaining about their trash, you know how many complaints I've had in the last 3.5 years about trash? 0. We brought our grass cutting in. We do it better, and we actually do it cheaper than what we were doing with contractors. You know how many complaints I've had about grass cutting this year? 0. I mean, I can't stress it enough that it's not like this in other cities. You have first class advanced life support. You call the police and they're there at your door. It's not that there's only 2 guys on the road or anything like that, 2 officers or something, guys, but we have adequate staffing. We keep this town clean and safe, and it's just a decision of where the community wants to go to be able to maintain that. We're at a point, though, there's no other monies around there that we can do projects of this size. We're behind, and this is an opportunity for us to get caught up, if you will.
And to add to that as well, too, I mean, as Dean mentioned, that this would probably provide at least a 50-year lifespan for us here. That is what we've seen around most cities downriver. We have far, far, far and away the oldest buildings of any other community downriver. So we do pride ourselves on that services, that level of service that we provide to residents. But we need to make sure that we've got the infrastructure, the buildings, the places for those folks to work, and the places for our residents to come into should be places that they're proud of. There are some stations, I know we pulled the list of all of them downriver to figure out how old each one was, and there are some cities that are on their 3rd or 4th fire stations, police stations, in the time we've been on this same one here. I think most importantly almost too is that, sure, as we mentioned on repairs, that sure, we could trim a couple $1 million off the total of the bond by going with the renovation route. However, when those decisions get made, that's how we end up in situations where 5-10 years down the line, there's a different mayor and council here that are coming back asking the residents for more money to finish what wasn't taken care of, and I have no interest in that. This is a one bite at the apple situation where if we're going to fix it, we're going to do it right the first time, and we're going to do it while certainly while construction costs are where they're at now and not continuing to increase. And adding on to the total there too. None of these things are going to get cheaper. They haven't in the time frame since this was last attempted by the city. But it's just really, really important to focus that right. This 30-year bond would provide a generational investment that would last far, far, far longer than what the actual term of the bond is too.